Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are making homemade dhokla, which is very easy to steam and very delicious and super fluffy. Let me walk you through the ingredients. We've taken 1 cup of besan or chickpea flour. We've taken 1.5 tablespoon of suji or semolina or rava. We've taken 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of sugar, and we've taken 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid. We're going to make a paste out of the chili and ginger, and we're going to take 1 teaspoon of chili ginger paste. We've taken 1 cup of water. We are going to take 1 pinch of turmeric. Apart from this, we're going to take roughly 1 teaspoon of oil for greasing the plates and around 1 tablespoon of oil for tempering. For tempering, we're also going to use mustard seeds, and if you like the flavor, we can also add some chilies to it. So let me be right back. I'll make a paste out of this and let's get started. Alright, so my paste is ready, nicely coarse grind, and I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of this paste into our batter. So to prepare the batter, what we're going to do is we're going to take all these ingredients, we're going to mix it all together, and we're going to beat it all together until it's like nicely mixed and it is slightly fluffy. So we're going to add everything. So I've taken the sugar, salt and citric acid, besan, suji. We're going to add the eno at the last, just before we're going to start steaming. We are going to gradually add the water to this, and we're going to add the pinch of salt at this point. Around 1 teaspoon. That's about it. If you like very strong flavor, you could add more, but I am going to add some chilies in the tempering on the top, so I'm going to stick to this much. And now to this we're going to add the water gradually, and we're going to beat it all together. Let me be right back. I've nicely mixed it all together. This is how the consistency should be. Not very thick, not very liquidy. And we're going to beat this for another 5 to 10 minutes so that it gets nice and airy, very fluffy. And we are also going to give the semolina a bit of time to soak all that water. So I'll be right back. Now, the next steps are a bit crucial. What we are going to do is we're going to put the steamer on heat. So make sure the amount of water we've taken for steaming is enough, and at the same time it does not touch your the steaming containers. So it should just barely touch the bottom of this, and that's all. So we're going to take the idli patra. We're going to grease the plates. We're going to we're going to steam it in the idli plates, because it will give a nice even steam to all the the entire dhokla, and it will be very fluffy as compared to one single plate where you get all those cubes of dhoklas. We're going to slightly tweak it. We're going to use the idli patra. We're going to grease this, and we're going to keep this on high heat. The water should be boiling. As soon as your water is boiling, that's when we're going to add the eno to the batter. Until then, you're going to continue beating the batter, and we're going to grease the plates, and we're going to keep the steamer ready and very super duper hot and steaming. So let me be right back. All right, so the water is boiling. I've changed the setup a little. I just realized that I will be able to get a lot of steam if I have something like this, a mesh, but not a stand, but not a mesh. So that's why I've changed the setup a little. Now my batter is nice and fluffy. If you see, this is how your batter consistency should be. And Now to this we are going to add 1 teaspoon of Eno, and as soon as you add it, very quickly you have to mix it all together and set up. So my plates are already greased. I'm just going to add the Eno, mix it well, and going to steam it. So let's do that. So you could use any flavor of Eno. I have the plain one, so I'm going to take 1 teaspoon, a flat teaspoon of Eno. We're going to, as soon as you add it, it immediately releases all that air as soon as it comes in contact with any wet fluid, in any wet matter or batter. So we're going to very quickly mix it all together. If your batter is too thick, at this point you could add 2 teaspoons of water to this, but you can see that how fluffy immediately it has become. Now, without wasting any time, we are going to put this into the plates and we are going to steam it. So let me be right back. Another point I forgot to tell you, do not overfill, because sometimes what happens is the batter won't really get liquid, but if you overheat it or over steam it, it might just lose its shape and it might just overflow. So make sure that you're not overfilling any of the compartments. And so I've just realized that I do not have a second set of idli patra. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bake this in a separate container. Now you could, if you like, and if you're very confident that your idli patra or your steamer does not mess up the dhokla, go ahead and you can steam it in a flat container, in a flat steamer, something of this sort. You could use it. Now my steamer has got like really big holes, so I am a little skeptical of using it, but then I guess today I'll have to use it. I just kept that as a backup. I usually use a parchment paper to steam momos, but yeah, with dhokla I'm not really sure how it's going to act, but I'm going to give it a try. So yeah, that's it. I am going to steam this for roughly 12 to 15 minutes, and we're going to be back. We're going to be back right. Oh my goodness, we're going to be right back. Make sure your heater or your steamer is on a very high heat. It should be very, very hot, and it should immediately be, your batter should immediately get all that steam. So this is going to be on steam for 15 minutes or until it is properly cooked. You can use a toothpick and just poke it to get an idea whether it is cooked or not, and then we're going to be back and do the tempering. Alright, so the dhokla is nice and fluffy. So it is very fluffy, very nice, nicely steamed. Now we're going to temper this with some oil, mustard seeds, and some green chilies. Now there's a slight modification. What I do is sometimes the batter becomes a little dry. So in my case that has happened. I feel that it is a little dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water to the tempering, and I'm going to add a very tiny bit of sugar to it. So even this gives a very nice taste. Now let me walk you through what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take some oil, heat it up, add mustard seeds and slit chilies to it. I've taken 2 chilies and slit into 4 parts, and we are going to add this mustard seeds, and then after it is nice, all the mustard seeds have burst, we're going to add some water, around 1/3 cup of water to it, and I've added half teaspoon of sugar just to give some flavor to it. Yeah, So let's get started. The pan is on heating. Let's add some oil to it. Now, there are many ways in which you can temper. You, depending upon what flavors you like, you can add curry leaves as well. That gives a very nice flavor as well. So you're going to let the oil get heated up properly. Looks like it is heated up. We are going to take half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. I'm going to let it burst. Use a lid so that all that seeds don't burst out and go in all directions. At this point, we're going to reduce the heat. We're going to add the chilies, the green chilies. We're going to let it fry properly. Right. At this point, we're going to let it heat a little so that all the oils from the chilies are in the oil. When you see that it is almost half fried, that is when we're going to add the water to it. I'm going to add just a little bit. All that sugar just stay to the bottom. Alright, we're going to let this boil, and we're going to just pour all this water on the top of this, the dhoklas. Sorry for the noise. Nicely boiling. At this point, we're going to just reduce the heat, and we're going to pour all this liquid on top of all the dhoklas. And look at that. Just so easily we've made this delicious dhokla. Very fluffy and very tasty and very few ingredients. So I hope you give this a try. Let me know how it turns out, and do share in your comments if your dhokla recipe is slightly different than mine. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.